Friday night at Marvel Stadium, the Dogs and the Saints. I know that we want to talk about the Saints and just what the hell is going on there. But the Dogs, you can't take anything away from them.
They were awesome, TJ. They've been up and down, and we've been critical of the Dogs, and this is the reason why, because they can play this football. And they kicked the first 7 of this game, Lordo, and they just came out all guns blazing, clearly from a response to the previous week. Luke Beveridge, Damo, I know I heard you speak about this yesterday, had another theme and got his players going, and there was sort of some bull.
It was a Cape Buffalo, a South African or African Cape Buffalo, and how they would get together to stave off the attack of the line. It worked because enough players drew enough out of it, didn't they?
The best individual performance, one of this year, if not the best, was Bontempelli. He was just doing everything, so good to get him back to form. But yeah, pretty strong performance. Yeah,
it was a smashing in the clearances. I thought the Dogs just got back to their best. Bontempelli, the difference Bailey Smith makes to that side, just with the run, the carry. Libba, I thought they were extreme. And Bailey Dale, they tried Ben Patton on him and just couldn't handle him, and Dale was dominant. I'm
worried for the Saints. I want to take a listen to this from Brett Ratten post-game.
I think we had 11 tackles in the first half. It's not where we want to be. One of our KPIs tonight was pressure, and it just fell away.
So if your KPI all week is pressure in the build-up to this game, and then you produce 11 tackles to half-time, the pressure didn't fall away, Brett. It just wasn't there from the start. 16 players had 0 tackles in a half of football. And the reason I am concerned, I wonder if his message is getting through, because I'll take you back to round 14 when he said this after they lost to the Bombers.
38 tackles for a game isn't where we're at, and that defensively is unacceptable. And we conceded 61 inside 50s, and it's good luck trying to win games of footy when you concede that much.
And then the following week they were beaten by Sydney by 51, so they are struggling to handle the pressure of the opposition. Their ball movement has been poor, and then themselves haven't been bringing finals like pressure, Nath.
And it gets worse than that, Kane. So that's their defensive effort. So there's 22 players, 18 on the field and then 4, and I felt that this the other night, before we get to that, this is Callum Wilkie and Jack Sinclair, I think, are the only 2 out of the 22 players for both sides that would be in that best 22. They're the only 2. The rest were Bulldogs players. So 22, only 2 of them says a lot about where they're at the moment. But their skill level and their choice of where they go, it takes me back to the Bombers in the early season where they were chipping the ball sideways, not going anywhere, not taking ground. They don't want to take the hard kick for some reason. So let's have a look at some of them. And then when they should take the hard kick, they don't. And when there's a massive kick in here. Massive kick in the middle of the ground. Dan Butler's got so much space. He goes long to a 3-on-1 down the line. You've got to take that kick. But inexplicably, a couple of moments later, he gets the same kick and all of a sudden wants to just jam it in here to nobody in particular. So they're just taking the wrong kick. This kick, need to take ground here. Need to take ground because that kick's got to go up to the top there to Patton, I think it is. They go long and short. Should have gone long. They go short here. All of a sudden, where does Tim Membry go after that? Where does he go? Take ground and then play on and make the kick great. Now this one, Tim Membry, he knows that Jack Higgins is right there. He's got to look. He knows that he's King's down here, but the kick's out here. King's got a player on him and it goes over the back. So many easy kicks. This one just needs to go to the kicker. Jack Billings, he's in the side to kick the football. Just give it to him out here so they can run and carry and get it to the next player. But for some reason, they try and kick it when they should be handballing it. And this one, Jimmy Webster's a good kick of the footy. Take the ground now. He's gone over. Got to take this ground and get it into this vacant space over here. But he allows Jamara to come back in front of the mark. And this is what Jimmy Webster has to do. So he goes sideways all the way over to here. The ball comes back the other way. They've got to start taking ground and starting to use the football the way they should.
Spot on. I was there and it was as bad a performance as I've seen. So it was like the performance of a team where a coach is about to be sacked. That's how safe they were playing, how defensive they were playing. It was the worst football.
Well, that was 2 matches into the recontracting.
That's right. He's very, very lucky. Very lucky that he signed that deal, because I just thought that football was, as I said, people want to criticise Max King and the forwards. The delivery into that forward line is a point. They're 5 goals down. He's throwing Tim Membry back behind the ball. Like, what are you trying to do to protect the scoreboard? It was just, I didn't like it. So Brett can speak about pressure. That's on him again because his team aren't defending. But the ball movement that Nath just spoke about has to be him asking them to do it, because they got a quarter time. So he spoke to them at quarter time. Had no line coaches, nothing changed. Would have got to them again at half-time. Nothing changed. It wasn't until three-quarter time when the game was lost that they decided to take some risks. So huge pressure on St Kilda.
Sorry, am I reading this right? Are you saying if he hadn't have been re-signed, he could have been sacked this week?
It was the type of performance to me that looked like a coach was on the ropes and in trouble, and you see coaches go based on the way his team was playing. That the safe nature with what they were playing, it's just staggering how bad they've become considering what the footy they put out in the first.
Well, what does that say to you then? If they've just done that and they've now got 2 more years with this situation?
Well, Brett would want to sort things out. They've one game out of the 8, but the football I saw the other night was that.
Well, what are you saying about the line coaches were cut out of the equation?
Oh, no, Brett was so unhappy with the first quarter. He said, let me speak to them.
Right.
But then nothing changed. The players went out and still did exactly what they did in the first quarter. Half-time comes around, they did exactly the same thing they did in the first half. Either the players aren't listening or they're confused with what Brett's asking for.
Paddy Ryder?
Yeah, well, it's a problem, isn't it? I mean, his 17th season, 34 years of age, is now out with an Achilles, and we don't know whether it's going to be season-ending or even a match missed. But the fact they're still so reliant on him is partially damning as well, because when he doesn't play well, they don't win. When he does play well, they're a chance. And, yeah, we just don't know what the diagnosis on that. It was serious enough to be taken out of the game on that occasion against the Bulldogs. We don't yet know what it means by matches being missed further ahead. So he's always had calf and Achilles problems, and there's a combination of the two there.